Young Simba, The Lion King. This is LEGO The Lion King set 43247. It consists of 1445 pieces and was released in June 2024 for about 130 euros. At the time of recording this video, this set is quite new. It just got released a few weeks earlier, and that is why it's still quite difficult to find this set in used condition to save some money. But I got lucky and found this still sealed box on an online marketplace for about 80 euros. Back in the 1980s, my grandparents had a cat called Simba. And in the very early 1990s, I think 91, 92, I had been with my parents, I was a kid back then, to Africa for 3 months. We were traveling the whole southern part of the continent. And yeah, the landscape and the animals just impressed me so much back then. And I also got introduced to the phrase Hakuna Matata. And all of this is why I got instantly hooked when in 1994 the Lion King movie was released. I think I had been to the cinemas 6 or 7 times. It just was amazing. I absolutely loved that movie. And I watched it countless times when the VHS tape was released. I guess my tape is in quite dire condition because of that nowadays. Well, I collected everything The Lion King related, and when the movie was re-released as a 3D version many years later, of course, once again I had to go to the cinemas. And I think there was even a re-release for the 15th or 20th anniversary, which I watched in the cinemas. I know that there's also a CGI remake, but I haven't seen that movie. I'm simply not a fan of remakes. I don't get the concept of remakes. If you like the setting of a movie very much, why just not make something quite similar, but call it differently? In this case, for example, I don't know, the succession of the lines or something like that. But please just leave the original movie alone. I'm really not a fan of remakes. But I don't want to rant about remakes here. I know that there are a lot of people who like remakes, and that's okay. But for me, the original Lion King is still to this day the best movie ever made. I absolutely adore this film. The characters are so cool. I love the music and the whole art style. It's just fantastic. It always has been and probably always will be my absolutely favorite movie. Well, but now enough about that. Let's get back to the set. So yeah, the box design is quite decent. We get to see the completed build of the young Simba on a black background. Here on the side there is another view of the completed build. And here on this side we get to see the 30th anniversary Lion King logo. On the back side we get to see the completed build from another angle, and yeah, some more images of the completed build and an image from the movie, and we get to know the size of our build. At least we get to know about 2 dimensions. It's going to be 29 by 29 centimeters. Sadly, the 3rd dimension is missing. Well, it seems that the box here is made differently than most LEGO boxes nowadays. We got, it looks like this box is made out of 2 parts. So we got the bottom part, and this here seems to be the top part, which can be taken off completely. Oh, that's interesting. Well, then I think it's time now to see what's inside this box. Inside the box we find, of course, the numbered bags with the bricks. And this also means that we are going to have building sections. There are going to be 15 different building sections. Then there is also this envelope inside this box, which contains the instructions, which I already have taken out. On the front side of the instructions, we get to see this image here of our completed build. And on the back side, we get to see the Lion King logo. Let's have a look inside the instructions. Well, there's nothing interesting on the first 2 pages. Then we get to see the Lion King sets Lego has released. So this year is the young Simba, which we are going to build. And then there's also this little cup here, this cup Simba. But yeah, I don't really like this set because, I don't know, for some reason I think the face looks a bit strange. That's why I'm going with the bigger one. I guess I would have done anyways. And yeah, then we get to know the designer of the set. And after that, we get to know about what the film is about. Then we get to know how a brick separator works. And then we have to open the bags with number 1 on them to start with the first building section. Well, then I'm searching for the bags with the number 1 now. I'm going to open them, and yeah, then I will start with step number 1. I will come back to you as soon as I see something interesting. Step 10. In this step we are using these two 2x6 plate modifieds. I haven't seen them before, but LEGO uses them since 2010 and they appeared in almost 300 sets so far. With step 19 we have completed the first building section. And wow, this is quite colorful. Our little lion doesn't have that many colors. Strange that he has such a colorful skeleton. Well, it's time to continue with the second building section, which means I have to look for the bag with the number 2. And wow, I really haven't seen that many bricks in bright light orange before. Crazy. Step 25. Here are more pieces which are new to me. These 3 L pins were introduced in 2021 and already appeared in over 60 sets so far. Step 32. I don't like that these turntable bases come with such ugly injection marks. This doesn't look good. Step 54 is the final step of the second building section. Our build looks like this right now. And now in the third building section we start to add, some fur to the skeleton. Let's look for the third bag. Step 64. I think this is another piece which I haven't used before. This strange looking lift arm here. It was introduced in 2021 by the LEGO company and already appeared in 50 sets so far. Step 79. This is the third building section's final step. Our build looks like this at the moment. So we have completed more or less the whole torso. And in this step we once again have added a lot of random colors. And luckily we also have covered them. I hope in the final build those strange colors won't be visible. But there are 2 spots where here these red plates are still visible even though we have
covered most of those plates. I hope that in the completed build somehow the line's legs will cover up these spots, but I'm not sure. We will see. But now let's go on with building section number 4. Step 96. I really like the building technique used in the step here. We have created this triangular shaped segment here, and we all know that it's not so easy to do these angles with Lego bricks. Normally everything is more or less rectangular shaped, but thanks to this bar clip combination in this corner here and this hinge plate over here, we can really put everything in these angles, and it's just amazing that it fits perfectly. That's just cool. Step 104 is the final step of the 4th building section. It's a bit strange that this building section is so small. I only needed a few minutes for it. And yeah, you can see that the 5th building section just continues with the part which we have built in the 4th building section. It's going to be one of Simba's legs. I don't know why the whole leg isn't just one building section, but I won't complain. It means that we don't have to search for long for individual bricks, at least when we still got a sealed set. When you buy the set used, building sections don't matter anyways, because yeah, you have to look for the individual bricks at each step yourself. Step 106. Yet another piece which I haven't used before. It's a 4x4 plate with rounded corners and added feet. This piece is only in use since 2020, but already appeared in almost 120 sets. Step 113. Here's another piece which I haven't used before. This 1x1 by 1/3 curved round corner slope. It was introduced only last year, 2023, but already appeared in 26 sets. Step 126. The 5th building section comes with surprisingly a lot of new pieces, or at least pieces which are new to me. Once again, we got a piece that I haven't seen before. It's a 2x3 wedge, and you can see that it's got its tip on the right side, and there's also the accompanying piece. It's the opposite piece with with the tip on the left side. This piece was introduced in 2022, I'm sorry, and already appeared in 46 sets so far. I actually own several of these sets, but so far I haven't found the time to build them, and yeah, that's why in this set it's the first time that I stumble upon one of those pieces. Step 128. We just have completed the first leg and we already have connected it with the torso. Well, I hoped that the leg is going to cover the problem with this peeking out red plate here, but as you can see, it didn't. Maybe further legs will do this, but so far it doesn't cover up all those colorful pieces. Even the opposite is the case. Look here at between the toes, we get to see nougat colored plates here and here. And yeah, we also get to see, well, where is it here? For example, we get to see orange pieces. Or here in the back, these orange plates are clearly visible. And when we have a look on this side, it's even more obvious. Well, we will see if in future steps we are going to cover up all these visible wrong colors, but I fear they will be visible, still be visible once the build is completed. Well, let's go on with building section number 6. And yeah, of course, we are going to interlock more colorful pieces with each other. With step 153, we have completed building section number 6, and yeah, once again, this was a very short building section. You can see we only have built this part of the leg, and yeah, I think it's the same what we did in building section number 4, only mirrored. And now we are going to build the rest of that leg, which is just what we did in building section number 5, only mirrored. Step 177. Yeah, we really didn't do anything new in this building section. We simply built or completed the second leg, and it's just the same as the first leg, only mirrored. And we have added it to the torso, which means our little lion can sit now. It still can be a dinosaur, a little T-Rex, but of course this is going to be Simba. And you can also see that with step 177 we have completed the 7th building section, which means now it's time for building section number 8. And we also have completed half of the build, which can be seen here down in this little status bar. You can see that, yeah, this cursor or whatever we want to call it is almost at the 50% mark. Step 198. We just have completed the 8th building section, and in this building section we have built the upper part of one of the front legs. And you can see once again from the inside this thing is very colorful, but luckily from the outside most of these colors aren't visible, besides, yeah, some of those orange plates, sadly. Alright, then let's continue with the leg in building section 9. Step 212. And here we got another piece which I haven't seen before. It's a 1 by 1 by 2/3 brick modified with a half circle on one side. It was introduced last year, 2023, but already appeared in 81 sets. That's quite incredible. And I even have several of those sets once again, but as I said before, I haven't found the time to build those, and that's why I get introduced to this piece in this set here. Step 235. We just have completed the first of the front legs and already added it to the torso. And I think one good thing about the front leg is that it covers up the visible pieces from in the wrong color from the inside of the rear leg, at least a bit. I mean, when we look from this angle, we still can see the orange slope, but from the front, it's not that that plain visible. Okay. With the step, we also have completed building section number 9, and now we are continuing with building section number 10, where we start to build the second front leg. Step 256. We have completed the 10th building section, and yeah, there was nothing new to do in this section. We started to build the second front leg, and as you can see, it's just the upper part of that front leg, and it's exactly the same what we did with the first front leg, only mirrored. Step 293. This is the final step of this building section. And as you can see, it consists of several sub-steps, 5 to be precise. And yeah, also the 5th sub-step consists of additional 2 sub-steps. And yeah, in this building section we have built the second front leg, but as you probably noticed, we are also building the tail. And for this tail, we are using pieces which are new to me, and this time there's actually a piece here which is new. Not only new to me, it is actually new. It's this piece here. Bricklink calls it Dinosaur Tail. This piece so far has appeared in 3 sets, and they all were released in June 2024. So our Simba set here is one of the sets. The second set is the set with the smaller Simba, which I showed you in the beginning. It was shown in the instructions. And then there is a third set. It's another Disney set, a Sleeping Beauty set, I think. But that's a Lego Friends set. So I think since all these 3 sets were released at the same time, we can say that this piece here got introduced with our set. Then we got this piece here. It's new to me, but actually it's a bit older. Bricklink calls it a dragon tail or a curved neck, and it was released in 2021 and appeared in 15 sets so far. And then we got this piece here. Bricklink calls it dragon tail or a stepped horn section. When I saw this piece, I immediately thought, oh, this must have been released this year because it looks like the tip of Harry Potter's talking sorting hat. But actually, this wasn't released this year. It was released the year before, and yeah, 2023. And so far, it appeared in 9 sets. And of course, the talking sorting hat was one of those sets. Step 298. We are starting to build Simba's head, and once again I found a new piece. This 2x2 plate with bar on bottom is rather new. It was introduced this year, 2024, and so far appeared in 14 sets. Step 321. This is the final step of the 12th building section. And this is what our skull looks so far. And you can see once again, we used a lot of strange colors. Don't get me wrong, these colors look really amazing and the bricks are awesome, but I don't know why Simba needs so many colors inside his skull and also inside the rest of his body. I mean, our little line isn't that colorful. I really hope that we can cover all these colors, because otherwise our line will look quite strange. Well, I guess we'll find out in building section 13. Step 362. We are through with building section 13, and yeah, Simba's skull looks like this, so it's still very colorful from the front, but I really like Simba's ears. Those look cool. And here in the back, we covered the skull with fur. But sadly, not all of these bright colors are well covered. For example, this orange plate here is still quite visible. And also here next to the ears, we can see other colors. Well, then let's go on with building section 14. Step 375. Look, a printed dish. This print is exclusive to this set. Step 414. We are coming closer to the end. This is the final step of the 14th building section, and then there's only the 15th building section left. It's the final building section. And in this building section, I think we only have to build Simba's snout, and then we have to connect the head with the body. Step 445. This set has one last new brick for me. This 1x2 brick modified with one stud on the side was introduced in 2022 and appeared in 108 sets so far. Step 455. We have completed the build. And look at Simba. Doesn't he look amazing, just like in the movies? They really accomplished to recreate his shape. It's so cool. A cute little fella. I especially like how they could recreate his head. It just looks so good. The neat little ears, his cute snout, and they even managed to build his hairstyle with Lego bricks. That's so cool. And have a look at how they did the eyebrows with black sausages. But I also like his paws, his little tummy, and he even got a tail. Yeah, the shape is just amazing. It's exactly like in the movies. But there's one big but. I don't get why they used so strange colors for the interior structure. Have a look here. The orange is peeking through his fur. That's just strange. Even in the instructions, there's visible that we can see the colors from the interior on the outside or from the outside. That's a strange decision. Down here between his paws, between his cat fingers, we can see this, what is it? This nougat or dark nougat plate, but I guess that's okay. We can see this nougat color even here in the front. That might be part of the color of his fur, but that's alright. But orange, really? Why? There's no reason to place these orange bricks in such a position that we can see it. Also here, orange and gray is visible. Or here we can see these orange slopes on both sides. And when we have a look from the back, then we really can see how many bricks from the interior are visible. Here everything is orange. Orange and gray. And have a look here. Here we can see even something bluish. How can this happen? I mean, you can avoid this problem absolutely easily. There's no need to do it like this. Why not simply use bricks in this light bright orange color for the skeleton? Why do you have to use those strange colors? There's absolutely no reason to do this. I don't really get it. They have recreated a shape so perfectly, and then they made such a strange mistake by using these awful colors for the interior skeleton. I mean, those colors are cool, those bricks are nice, but not when they are visible from the outside. It's such a strange decision. Well, but when we have a look at the line from the front, those colors are not so clearly visible as from the back, and yeah, that's at least something. The bricks themselves worked perfectly fine. As always, they are top quality. There are only some problems with the injection marks. Some of the marks are very good, they are barely visible, these injection points here. But others are quite dominant. Have a look here. There are really white dots in those bright light orange bricks. That's a bit annoying. And yeah, some of the pieces have these kind of injection marks, these holes, and that's always annoying. I think that these holes just look a bit cheap. But other than that, the bricks are great like always. Well, this is clearly a display model. This means there aren't many play features. But we can move Simba's head, we can rotate it like this. And we can also adjust the tail. You can see that we can move the tip like this, or even this whole segment here. Well, I had very much fun with building the line here, and I think the shape just looks amazing. It's so cool, and yeah, if you have a problem with the colorful skeleton, maybe you can simply replace those colorful pieces with pieces in the right color. 130 euros definitely is too much for the set, but if you can find it for less than 100 euros, then yeah, I don't see a reason why not to get it. I really had fun building it, and the final result, even with the color problems, just looks cute. Hakuna Matata, everybody.